You wake up in the middle of the night. The room is quiet. Your phone is right next to your pillow. You only want to check the time. 2:13. And the moment you see it, one thought appears in your mind. Am I having insomnia again? But what about ancient humans, thousands or even tens of thousands of years ago? They had no phones, no electric lights, no sleep apps, and no number telling them, you slept badly last night. So when an ancient human woke up in the middle of the night, would they think they had insomnia? Ancient humans, of course, also woke up at night, because for them, night was not simply a matter of closing their eyes and waiting until morning. The fire could grow weak. A child could wake up. Someone nearby could turn over in their sleep. A sound could come from outside. The temperature could drop. And the body itself could rise toward waking for a moment. But the difference is this. When ancient humans woke up at night, they may not have immediately thought, my sleep has failed. Something is wrong with my body. Tomorrow is ruined. They were not facing a glowing phone screen. They were not facing an alarm clock. They were not facing a meeting the next morning, and they were not carrying the pressure of needing to sleep perfectly all the way until sunrise. They were facing firelight, darkness, the breathing of people nearby, and a night that still needed to be watched over. That may be one of the biggest differences between us and them. Today, we imagine sleep as a task that must be completed perfectly. You close your eyes, you sleep for 8 hours straight. You do not wake up. You do not toss and turn. You do not think too much. Nothing should go wrong. So when we wake up in the middle of the night, we immediately think, this is not normal. I have insomnia again. But throughout human history, night was not always understood this way. Even more surprisingly, in some records from the Preindustrial era, people did not always imagine the night as one solid block of sleep. They spoke of a first sleep, and they spoke of a second sleep. This was not a new idea invented by modern wellness culture. Historians have found traces of first sleep and second sleep in prayer books, diaries, court records, and literature. Many people would sleep for a while, then naturally wake up in the middle of the night. That waking period could last for some time, but it was not necessarily a disaster, and it was not necessarily called insomnia. Some people might simply lie quietly, whisper a few words to someone nearby, get up to check the fire, or think about the dream they had just had. Others might do nothing at all, waiting for the body to become sleepy again before slowly returning to the second sleep. In other words, in some historical environments, waking up at night did not necessarily mean your sleep had failed. It may have simply been part of the night. Human sleep has never been a fixed template. It is shaped by light, temperature, season, safety, physical condition, and way of life. Continuous seamless sleep all the way until morning is not the only possible form of human sleep. Later, artificial lighting, city life, factory time, and modern work schedules slowly changed our relationship with night. Night was no longer only part of a natural rhythm. It became a period of time that had to restore you efficiently. You had to fall asleep quickly, sleep deeply, sleep continuously, and ideally wake up the next day with proof that you had slept well. Sleep stopped being just sleep. It became a score, a metric, a task you had to complete. That is why waking up in the middle of the night may not be the most frightening part. The frightening part is that the moment you wake up, you begin judging whether something is wrong with you. You check the time, then you start calculating. If it is 2 o'clock, I still have 5 hours. If it is 3 o'clock, I only have 4 hours. If I am still awake at 4, tomorrow is ruined. Then your mind begins dragging the whole next day into the night. You think about work, unfinished messages, tomorrow's schedule, bills, uncertainty in your relationships, and all the problems you pushed down during the day that suddenly rise to the surface in the dark. Night may have begun as a brief moment of waking, but we quickly turn it into a trial. You begin judging your own body. Why can everyone else sleep, but I cannot? Why can I not even do sleep correctly? Why can't my brain just shut off? And the more you think this way, the more tense your body becomes. The more tense you become, the harder it is to fall back asleep. In the end, what truly keeps you awake may no longer be the first moment of waking. It may be your fear of being awake. Of course, ancient humans were also afraid of the night. They feared sounds in the darkness. They feared the fire going out. They feared something happening to a child. They feared that something real might be moving somewhere beyond the firelight. Their nights were not easy. We should not imagine ancient life as some natural therapy, but ancient nights had one thing many modern nights do not have. They did not contain infinite information. Beyond the firelight, the world slowed down. Sounds became fewer. Human activity became smaller. There were no notifications, no trending topics, no unread messages, no sleep score, no glowing screen telling you at your most vulnerable moment. There is still more you need to know. Today, when you wake up in the middle of the night, all it takes is picking up your phone and the night is over. The screen lights up. The world comes in. Messages come in. News comes in. Other people's lives come in, and your anxiety comes in with them. You are only awake for a moment, but the phone makes your brain feel as if it is no longer night. It is daytime now. You must deal with the world. This may be one of the hidden mechanisms of modern insomnia. We are not simply waking up. We are waking up and immediately being captured by the modern world. So, did ancient humans have insomnia? If we use today's medical standards to diagnose people from thousands of years ago, we cannot give a simple answer. But we can say this: ancient humans also woke up at night. And waking at night was not always understood as a failure. In some times and places, night could contain gaps. It could contain wakefulness. It could contain waiting. It could contain a quiet period of lying there before sleep returned again. What hurts us today may be that we have turned sleep into a project that must be completed perfectly. Bad sleep means failure. Waking up means something is wrong. Feeling tired tomorrow means disaster. So night is no longer just night. It becomes a test of efficiency, control, and self-blame. But maybe your body is not as broken as you think. Maybe it sometimes wakes up from sleep, the way human bodies have done many times before. Maybe the thing you need to be careful with is not that first moment of waking. It is what you give yourself to after you wake up. The phone, the clock, and the panic. So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night, do not rush to decide that you have insomnia. Maybe do not look at your phone first. Do not calculate how many hours are left. Do not bring all of tomorrow into this night. You can simply be awake for a while. Listen to the quiet of the room. Feel your body still lying in bed. Let the darkness remain darkness. Let the night remain night. Maybe your body is not broken. Maybe what is broken is our expectation of the night. For most of human history, night was never just a sleep task that had to be completed perfectly. It had firelight. It had silence. It had brief moments of waking, and it had sleep returning again.